Project 106 is basically Downsteam's focus of restoring this great steam locomotive to operations.
Well, I think it's something that we can hand down to our children and our grandchildren. If we had funding now, we could have it up and running within 2 years.
If we had 80 cents for every person within the Darling Downs, we could have this locomotive operational within 2 years. And at the moment, there's not a steam train service that is based out of Toowoomba, which is, I find, for how big Toowoomba is, quite a shame. And within hopefully the next sort of 3 to 4 years, and the hard work and the fundraising that we're doing here, we'll be able to provide that steam train in the near future.
Puffing Billy in Melbourne, of course, has been going much longer, and they're the #1 tourist destination in Victoria. We believe here, with people staying overnight accommodation, going to the Empire Theatre for a show, and then coming on board our trains, will be of great economic benefit to the whole region.
Working under a 5-year project plan for this locomotive, and stage 1 is returning the locomotive back to its wheels. So currently we've raised it off the wheels for inspections, overhaul of all the bearings and components. Within stage 2 then we move to the boiler operation and the overhaul of that. And then from there in stage 3 then we go into the pipe work, which includes the brake system. And once that's done, we'll go on to stage 4, which is the driving cab and putting it all together, which brings us into the final stage, which is stage 5. And that is the fun part, where we actually get to test the locomotive, operate the locomotive, place the locomotive under load to make sure it's safe and efficient to operate on the Queensland Rail network, and then we'll be finally finished so we can operate tourist services. When you look at it as a big picture, it's very overwhelming, and so we really tend to focus on the smaller projects as we go through. We have broken it down in that 5-year sort of process and then the 5 stages, which means we've spread the funding throughout. So as we go, we can essentially just chip away in the little building blocks, and eventually at the end of it we'll have a full steam locomotive. I think it will bring a tear to my eye when we see it coming out on the rails, when it first breaks that ribbon at Toowoomba Station, pulling a passenger service into Toowoomba Station. It will definitely bring a tear to my eye, and it'll be a large culmination of work into that final stage, which will be very rewarding both for us at Downsteam as well as the local community.
It will be fantastic. A huge effort by an awful lot of people over the years. It will be a red letter day for us.